Okay, I will explain today how we can get root access or at least shell access to H.A.S.T.E Vulnhub machine that has been added to the Vulnhub website recently. So basically this is here the H.A.S.T.E Vulnhub machine, and here I am logged in as guest, as you can see here, and not root or another user. Okay, my objective here is to get access or upload web shell or whatever a file that will get me access to the vulnerable machine. So I'm going to explain today you two ways or two approaches to accomplish this purpose. First, we're going to use Metasploit for this, and second, we're going to use basic netcut shell. Depending this netcut shell is based on Python reverse shell. So I'm going to explain to you the steps in order to accomplish this, okay? So first, here we got the website here, as you can see here, okay? This is the website for the H.A.S.T.E vulnerable machine. It is showing itself, or it offers some kind of services to hack any website at any minute for any request. So basically, first I scanned the website for vulnerabilities. I use Nikto for this, as you can see here, and it has detected that the web server is using many directories that are allowed to be viewed by users. The most interesting thing is that the Nikto has told us that there's some kind of file index.php and index.html. If we access this file, it will show us this. As you can see, I've accessed index.html, and here I got this output. And to tell you guys, this is kind of SSI command. SSI, by the way, it's server-side language used for displaying dynamic content on HTML pages while it's viewed or before it's being rendered to the users. So here, whenever I see this, I realize that the web server here is using SSI or server-side script. So because this shape or this formula is only used in SSI, and this is kind of interesting when you get this input while you are browsing some sort of file in website. Okay, so what I do is I browse to the OWASP server-side includes injection, and I saw a list of possible commands that could be executed against the server. Here you can see here, you can list the files, access directories, and etc. So here's a list of commands that I used in order to get access. So first, to get this done, we need to go to the forms here. Here we have a form for targets, and then here for feedback. The first form is not vulnerable. Okay, the second box here is vulnerable for SSI injection attack. So first thing I did is, for example, let's take this for example. Okay, so if we execute some command here, okay, and submit, as you can see here, that the web server returned the files that are listed in the current directory. Okay, as you can see here, there is ssi.html. Okay, so I realized that the first thing, or the main idea of this, is getting shell and doing some kind of command injection on the server. So the first approach is I have used Python listener on the vulnerable machine. I have, as you can see, this command here, okay, will download the Python server from my machine and drop it on the vulnerable machine here. And here, after executing this command, I executed this to start the listener. And then after I started the listener on the vulnerable machine by inputting those commands here, I got, let me see, okay, here, okay, after I dropped the Python server, the Python listener there, I started the I connected back to the listener on the vulnerable machine, as you can see with the netcat command, and I got access to the vulnerable machine here. As you can see, I've been able to list the current files in the directories, navigated through password file here, as you can see, and etc. So this is the first approach to getting this done. Okay, this is the netcat approach. And by the way, the challenge, or the CTF challenge, is not requiring us to get root access to the vulnerable machine. It's saying that it's enough to get web shell or to get access inside the vulnerable machine without the need, or there is no requirement to get root access. Okay, so this is the first approach, which is netcat with Python listener. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this. Okay, the second approach is using Metasploit listener for this, along with a payload, Linux payload here. So the second approach is I've used here I have used payload for Linux machines, and then here I downloaded the shell that I've created with Metasploit or MSFVnom and drop it into the vulnerable machine here, and then with this command we were able to, with those two commands, we were able to access or to let the shell payload run on the vulnerable machine. And then here I got, as you can see here, I got connection back from the vulnerable machine with MetaPredator shell. As you can see here, I was able to list commands, sysinfo, and other commands we were able to execute here, and created a shell on the targeted system as the same as the netcat shell. Okay, hope you enjoyed it, guys.